What's up, everybody? My name is Dominique Columbus, and welcome to Dom's Perspective. What's up, everybody? What I want to talk to you all today about is growth. Every single person on this earth gets put in a situation that they don't want to be in at some point. We all experience things that we don't want to experience at some point. But regardless of what that is, it happens for a reason. So, for example, growing up, I had two friends that were raised in foster homes. You know, they were tortured and they were beaten as kids. As they continued to grow older, what they did was this. They channeled their energy and they channeled these experiences that they went through, and they turned it, they flipped it into something positive. And for them, that outlet was boxing. Years down the road, both of them are now professional fighters, and they are now signed to the #1 boxing promotions in the world. One of them being the Money Team, the other one being Top Rank. Them two specifically, more than anybody, could have went out in the world and did some really bad things. They had the right to. They grew up in a home where they had a lack of love. But instead, what they did was this. They look at the situation and they say, you know what, I'm going through this for a reason, and I feel like this is preparing me for something. There'd be times where they would tell me about their stories. They would tell me about the things that they went through. And one thing that really inspired me the most was just looking at their attitude about the whole entire perspective. They knew right away that there was more to life than just that. They're like, you know what, this might be what I'm going through, and at this very moment in time, this may be tough, but it's preparing me to handle things that are much bigger in life. And that's one thing that it drove me personally just to be around that energy, because I was like, you know what, whatever it is that I'm going through as a person, despite how hard the circumstance, there's always a way of how to take that circumstance and flip it into something positive. Me being a creative, what I like to do is the things that I create have to come from a real place, or therefore I can't connect with you guys, because if it doesn't come from a real place, I can't connect with you guys at all. What I like to do is I go back on my life and I go back on my experiences, despite if it be with losing friends, if I lost a family member. I say, okay, you know what? There's more to than just this. How can I take what I went through and channel that into something positive? That's what growth is. Whenever you go through things in life that you are currently not wanting to experience, you have to look past what's just happening in front of you right now. You have to say, okay, you know what? I'm in this situation right now, but this is preparing me for something else. This is getting me ready to handle other things in the future that I am not aware of yet. And when you get to that point in your life, you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, that's why I went through these circumstances. That's why I went through these situations. It prepared me to handle this big thing that I'm getting ready to do right now. This now leads me to my next point. When you figure out what you want to do in life, when you start to realize, okay, you know what? I went through this situation for a reason. How can I turn this into something better, right? Once you start doing that, you will start to notice the synchronicities that come in your life. It's kind of like when you get a new car, right? When you first buy a new car, when you start driving that car, you start all of a sudden seeing your car everywhere on your streets more than ever, right? You're like, man, I never saw my car as much as I did until now. The same way goes for your vision. Once you get in alignment with your vision, once you figure out what you want to do, things will start coming up in your way that literally align perfectly with your vision. You're like, wait, I was just thinking about that. I was just talking about that. The way synchronicities happen is very interesting, and you have to pay attention to these in order to grow. So what I mean by that is this. When you are thinking about something, right? When there's something that you love to do and you invest all your energy in, you will notice a lot of these things coming in different forms, whether it be through conversations with other people, something you're watching on TV. You could be driving down the street and see a billboard with a quote that has to resonate with what you're currently creating. The more open you are, the more you focus your energy on your vision and what you want to do, you will notice the synchronicities coming into your life that helps you stay in alignment with what you want to do in your vision. Another way to grow is also surrounding yourself with people that elevate and motivate you. If you are not around people that elevate and motivate you to your highest frequency, you will never grow the way you want to. You will always be stagnant. If you are having a conversation with somebody and they can't retain that level of conversation with you, it means that your level of thought process is higher than theirs. So if you're around people that aren't having the type of conversations that you want to have, you need to get away from those people, because the people that are on the right frequency, the people that will help you grow the most, can be on that wavelength. When you sit there and you have a conversation, it's a two-way street. You don't have to continuously keep the conversation going on. In my crew, every single person elevates and motivates me just as much as I elevate and I motivate them. I used to have a friend a long time ago that I would spend a lot of time just having these power talks and these conversations with, right? I would talk to him all the time. I would say, yo, he would come and talk to me about his problems. He would come and tell me about his situations he's going through. And I would be like, okay, well, you know what? How can you grow from this? What is it that you can learn from this, right? And one thing that will bother me the most is when people get information, is when they get new things that they learn, but then they don't apply it. If you want to grow, you have to apply the things you learn. You can hear these things all day. You can read these books all day. You can listen to these motivational videos all day. But if you do not apply what you learn, you will never grow into the person you are meant to become. And another reason why I'm saying this is because the people in my crew, for example, we all elevate and motivate each other to get to that next level. No one is left out. Each one of us respects each other's journey. Growth is a journey, ladies and gentlemen. So if there is somebody that is going through something that is younger than you or older than you, just understand that everything happens for a reason. Do not judge people. Everybody has their own journey, and you have to give them room and space in order to grow. That's what growth is. A lot of times I feel like people bump heads because they don't respect each other's journeys. People don't grow because they like to compare a lot. For me, the reason why I feel like I grow every day is because I don't compare myself. The only person I worry about becoming better than is myself. Every day I want to grow. I focus on reaching my highest optimal level. I go, okay, how can I get to that? How can I get to that higher version of myself? And to do that, I have to apply the information I learned. When I have these power talks with my friends, when they elevate and they motivate me, man, I take this information and I run with it. I'm around so many beautiful minds. I'm around so many people who think differently. And in order to grow, you have to be able to listen. There's this really dope quote that I read before that says, a person who walks into a room talking will leave the room with the same knowledge that he walked in with, versus a person who walks into a room listening will walk out with something that they didn't know before. So when you want to grow, when you are seeking for growth, when you are seeking for alignment, you have to be willing to observe and listen. The reason I wanted to talk to you all today about growth is because I wanted you to start looking at life from more of an optimistic way. This will literally help you get to the highest version of yourself. Everything that you experience, every single thing that you go through is for a reason. Take that situation and channel that energy into something positive. And then once you do that, you will start to notice these alignments, and you will start to notice the synchronicities happen in your life. People will start to come in. You will start just having these conversations. You might just be watching something on TV or listen to a song, and you might hear something that resonates with what you're thinking. When you are on a certain wavelength, you will see these things naturally come towards you. And then as you continue to grow, as you continue to manifest the things that you want to manifest, make sure you surround yourself around people who elevate and motivate you. If they are not helping you get to that next level, you're wasting your time with the people you're currently around. Make sure you are having power talks. Make sure that these people are helping you stay on your game just as much as you help them. Don't be somebody who gives all your energy to everybody else and you don't get it back, because if you continue to do that, you're not going to have enough energy for yourself. I used to do that back in the day. I used to have a friend I used to give a lot of my energy to. I used to give a lot of my energy to make sure he was good and helping him out. I found myself getting away from what I was supposed to focus on. And then lastly, please do not compare your journey to anybody else's. Everybody has their own journey in this world, and everybody is on their own path. Time does not matter. Please do not pay attention to time. Don't ever think that it's too late to do anything or too late to start something. Don't ever look down on anybody unless you are helping them up. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode, and just continue to grow, continue to spread love and spread light. For this weekly challenge too, think about a situation you just experienced and figure out how can you channel that into something positive. What's something you could take from that and turn to a message to where you can inspire the next person ahead of you. Other than that, have a good one, y'all.
It's that real shit.